Hello folks, and welcome back to part 2 of the Dummies Guide to the Caro-Kann Defence. So simple that even if you eat all your meals with a spoon and are particularly scared of thunder and lightning, even you will be able to understand this. Now, if you haven't seen part 1, I would strongly encourage you to go and watch that because it's got all the real bulky nitty-gritty lines. But here we're going to be focusing on two main variations, the Brier and the Panov. These are just awful, to be quite honest with you. And God forbid I ever start playing tournaments because I I worry that this is all I would face. So let's begin with Panov variation. Obviously we have e4 c6, the Caro-Kann, and this is the accelerated Panov. This is the one you'll most likely see. That's with c4. And the way I'm going to teach you to play it is pretty basic, is d5. Chances are the centre will blow up whichever pawn they take with, and you'll take back with the queen. They'll go knight c3. Obviously, this is all natural stuff. Centre has exploded. And then go right back to queen d8. The problem with the Panov is that, sure, white is left with an isolated pawn that they're going to try and get rid of in some capacity. But already, you know, black is just kind of on the back foot. White is swarming pieces out. And it's just, developmentally speaking, it's just horrible. And it's not all that exciting to play. But if we stick strictly to the opening idea, yeah, that is my recommendation to you. Blow the centre up. Follow similar pathways you would to other lines in the Caro-Kann. Obviously, d5 and taking on d5. But yeah, just be mindful that you are going to be behind in development with this one. Let's say, let's go for this. Knight or bishop on d7 is your main idea. You don't really want to go here and give yourself an isolated pawn as well, like white has. So put a knight or a bishop on d7. I recommend a bishop just because it's more confrontational. And then anything that they develop with. This is normally ideal because the knight's kind of goofy on this square. It's not going to land this fork anytime soon. So instead of that, you might see bishop c4, and in which case you're going to go knight f6, e6, again, same structures, play e6, get your dark squared bishop out, put the knight on c6, and just try and be solid. There aren't really many tricks or anything to watch out for in the Panov. It's just, you so rarely see it, and the structures are pretty different to the normal Caro-Kann lines you get, even though the way you play it is kind of the same. This isolated pawn makes it very, very different, positionally speaking. So have fun with the Panov. You'll only see it, if you play the Caro-Kann all the time, you'll only see it like once every 50 games, but the one time you don't know what you're doing, you just get mullered in 10 moves, which can be incredibly frustrating, believe me. But now we go on to the Panov's horrible, ugly big brother, the Brier variation with d3. Now this thing is just miserable as well. Mainly because it's just boring. Again, go d5. If they take back, happy days. They'll get quick development with the dark squared bishop, but you don't really need to worry too much. They've sort of trapped their own light squared bishop in. So chances are you won't get that. You'll probably get knight f3 instead. Then you've got to go this way. You can go queen d1, forfeit their castling rights. Again, you probably won't see that. What you probably will see, on the other hand, is knight d2. Because the Brier is just, it's pacifist city. White just sits back and just kind of flicks pieces all over the board, yawns, ruffles a crisp packet, and just acts like nothing's happening. It's so boring and frustrating to play. But, as we say, knight d2. And here, again, you've got a lot of options. I quite like e5, building a nice strong centre. If he takes here, you'll have 2 pawns in the centre, you'll have a lot of space, and your bishops will have really nice scope to come out. Obviously don't go bishop g4 right away, but you get the idea. Knights can come out after this trade. It's just easy. That's the easy way of doing it. You might think about taking. I personally wouldn't recommend. Pawn can take, and then this bishop comes alive, or the knight can come to a good square. So yeah, if you get knight d2, I would go e5. Then chances are now you'll probably see knight f3 hitting it. Just pin the knight. You know, you only have to play simple moves. Just keep it nice and easy. Pin the knight. Computer doesn't fully endorse it, but are you telling me that white is going to push a 0.4 advantage in this position because they go bishop e2? I don't think so. I really don't think so. You can go bishop d6, keep your pawn guarded, and you have a game at the very least. So yeah, there's no room for fun in the Brier or Panov. They really are they just sap all the fun out of the game. So if you, with the white pieces, play the Panov or the Brier, just don't play chess again.